Welcome back to another edition of 12th Man Rant. I'll be your host, Zach Curtis. So it's week 4 in the NFL, and the Hawks are heading down south to take on the Houston Texans. Now, the Hawks are coming off a big win over the Jacksonville Jaguars, where they really only played 2.5 quarters of football before pulling their starters. Again, this is the Jacksonville Jaguars we're talking about, which might as well be a glorified college team at this point. They really have a lack of talent across the board on the roster, and it's just sad to see Gus Bradley go to such a bad team. The Seahawks now look forward to the Houston Texans. Now, they're a good team. They're stacked on paper. They have talent at every level. They're really not as young and dynamic as the Seahawks. That being said, I think this will be our best test so far this season. Houston boasts, again, I keep saying this every week, but it's true. The Houston Texans boast one of the best front sevens in football. It seems like we just keep stacking them up with the exception of Jacksonville. J.J. Watt is a terror. He led the league with 20.5 sacks last season and was reigning defensive MVP. I do expect Houston's front seven to give us a little bit of trouble, and I think that Russell Wilson won't have as much time in the pocket as we'd like to see him have. He looked more than comfortable for most of the game in Jacksonville. There were a couple plays where our tackles got beat really bad off speed rushes from the edge. Houston isn't as good as they should be. Andre Johnson's already nicked up. They're splitting carries between Tate and Foster, who are both excellent backs, but I think that either one or the other would benefit from getting the majority of the carries, to really get in a groove. Just like Marshawn sometimes needs 5 to 10 carries to really warm up to get into beast mode, the same goes with Foster and Tate. Matt Schwab is one of those quarterbacks that you love or hate. He's kind of been Tony Romo-esque, not so much with the bad decisions, just some outstanding play followed by some mediocre play, and he was also plagued with injuries early on in his career. Coming off an embarrassing loss to the Baltimore Ravens, the Texans are looking to bounce back at home against the visiting Seattle Seahawks. It'll be tough. They're going to have to overcome a lot, starting with the 10 a.m. start, which has historically hampered Seattle's offensive output. We've been able to play D at 10 a.m., but for some reason the offense just can't get it going that early in the morning. Maybe they just don't have the espresso shot they're used to up here. But I still believe the Seahawks can win this game. Seattle has the best defense in the league, bar none. We have an incredible secondary. We went out and spent good money in free agency and trades to make our pass rush much improved from last year. We have Clemens back. We got Browner back last week. I mean, this unit is just daunting. It really can mess up your opponent's day. You know they're going to out-hit you. They're going to out-physical you. And if you listen to Richard Sherman, he's going to out-study you in the week before, too. There is no real weak spot on this roster outside of an offensive line that is doing its job. It's just we're so used to outstanding play from everywhere else that just being okay seems like a major failure. So matchups of the game, one will be J.J. Watt against our entire offensive line. Wherever he's going to rush from, and they do move him around a lot, he's going to be a problem for whoever's trying to block him. I really wish we still had Okung healthy because I'd feel a lot more comfortable with him anchoring Russell Wilson's blind side. Secondly, Richard Sherman on Andre Johnson should be a great matchup. I think this one, again, favors Richard Sherman. His ability to study the tendencies of his opponent throughout the week really lead him to have a great advantage in-game, being able to predict what routes are going to be run and get a jump on the ball. I expect him to have a pick in this game, possibly two. It'll be a huge defensive game, but I think our defense is better than theirs, and our offense, our play action is unstoppable. Our read option run seems to always get you a couple yards, and we have great depth in case anybody gets hurt in the skill positions. The homer in me wants to predict a 24-7 win. With that 7 not even really being a factor, just some garbage time gimmies. I think more realistically, we could be looking at Russell Wilson's first come-from-behind fourth-quarter win of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if we go into halftime trailing. It could be 3-7, or it could be more like 3-14. But there's a good chance we go in there behind, come out, play well in the third quarter. I don't see us losing this game. If it's anywhere close, within one possession in the final 5 minutes, my money's on the Seahawks. Russell Wilson is just a cold-blooded killing machine in the final 5 minutes of any game, and I think that he'll really shine through in this one. I think this will be a great game to watch. It sucks the 10 a.m. starts for the team, but there's nothing better than waking up still in your pajamas and being able to watch some good Seahawks football bright and early in the morning. Go Hawks! I don't know that that's totally true.